A white snake was being burned by fire. When a shepherd saw it, he immediately rescued it. Then he poured the fresh water from his canteen over the snake. The white snake raised its head and looked at him. Its snake heart trembled. This young man and she were bound by a predestined bond that had lasted for 1,000 years. To settle this earthly connection, the white snake traced the words "thank you" on the ground. Then she guided Luqing deep into the valley. They walked for half an hour. The entrance was narrow, barely wide enough for one person. But after 10 Zhang, the space suddenly opened up. A huge bronze gate appeared before them. Inside stood a majestic and imposing palace. The Snake King learned that his daughter Qingyao had been rescued by Luqing. According to the rules of the White Snake Kingdom, a life debt must be repaid with a great gift. So he offered the young man two choices: enough gold to live a life of wealth, or a heart that would allow him to understand the language of all living beings. "I choose the second," said the young man. The Snake King was surprised, astonishment appearing in his eyes. Then his expression turned to satisfaction. Qingyao slid down the stairs, took the heart, and approached Luqing. She gently placed the heart on Luqing's forehead. In that instant, countless sounds flooded Luqing's ears. The whisper of the underground river in the distance, the murmurs of the small snakes nearby, the crawling of insects and ants deep within the rocks. He could even hear the faint buzzing of the glowing stones. At first, the sounds were chaotic, but gradually they became clear and distinguishable. "Father, your breath is so warm. This young man has a simple nature. Perhaps he can be trusted. Another human. I wonder how long it will last this time." The Snake King declared that the treasure had already been given. He ordered Qingyao to escort her benefactor out of the palace. The white snake nodded obediently. She gently coiled around Luqing's arm and slowly guided him out of the great hall. They walked to the cave entrance. Suddenly, Qingyao stopped. "Circle around here," she told him. "In 7 days, I have something important to tell you." Although Luqing was confused, he nodded in agreement. From that day on, he began learning how to filter out useless noises and focus only on useful information. Although this ability did not bring him money directly, it made his work as a shepherd much easier. 7 days later, on the night of the full moon, Luqing came to the entrance of the fire gorge as he had promised. Qingyao told him that because he had not abused the gift of understanding living beings, he had passed the test of the White Snake Kingdom. She also added that Luqing was not the son of an ordinary family. These words left Luqing stunned. As far back as he could remember, he had been the adopted son of Lu, the owner of the Tofuluji factory in the village. Now, he was nothing more than a penniless shepherd and had no hope of investigating his true origin. As soon as she finished speaking, Qingyao was enveloped in a soft white light and instantly transformed into an incomparably beautiful young woman dressed in white. With a serious expression, she said that she possessed an ancient secret recipe for making tofu. With it, he could reopen the Tofuluji factory once life stabilized. Little by little, she would also help him search for clues about his origin. Luqing felt his face flush. Then he forced a bitter smile. Right now, he could not even gather the capital needed to open a tofu factory. Hearing this, Qingyao took a pearl from the East Sea out of her sleeve. She said she had obtained it during her training and that it would be enough to exchange for the money needed to start the business. Luqing hesitated, but eventually accepted the pearl and returned with Qingyao to Peach Blossom Village. After arriving in the village, Luqing explained to everyone that Qingyao was a distant cousin who had lost her parents and had come to take refuge with him. When the villagers saw Qingyao's beauty and elegant bearing, although there were a few whispers, no one questioned it too deeply. A few days later, Luqing went to the pawn shop, pawned the pearl for 52 taels of silver, and successfully reopened the Luji